Hi, this is Marcus Pulis, and this is Voluntary Visions. This week I'm going to be talking about a article that I published over the summer, right after the Libertarian National Convention, so I was all pumped up with having come from that particular event, and I think this is still timely. It is called, "It is Time to Unite Our Principles to Defend the Individual." Two people can always find a difference of opinion. My wife and I agree on many things, but we have arguments and we have fights. How can we expect hundreds of thousands or even millions of people to agree on everything? Of course, we can't. The Libertarian Party has this problem. I learned a lot at the National Convention. Within the 800 plus people, there were 800 plus opinions. There were several different groups or caucuses: the Pragmatic Caucus, the Radical Caucus, the Audacious Caucus, the Mises Caucus, and even a Socialist Caucus. All had energetic men and women supporting their particular kind of libertarian philosophy. Add to that the various supporters of this or that candidate. As libertarians, we pride ourselves on our individuality. What else would you expect from a group who purports to believe that we own ourselves? On many occasions, I saw people come together and agree. And I saw people passionately disagree. One of the best statements I heard at the convention was something like, quote, "We are on a 3,000-mile trip, and we libertarians like to argue about the last 3 miles. I love that analogy. I'm familiar with Rothbard, and it made an awful lot of sense to me, because he had made a similar argument himself. What I propose is that we stop arguing with each other about the last 1,000 miles and work with the others until the last 2,000 miles. No, I'm not expecting a big hug where we all get along, say kumbaya, and be done. It's not going to happen. Nor am I asking you to drop your deeply held beliefs. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to drop mine. What I am saying is that we must stop eating our own. I work for Adam Kokesh. He's a good friend of mine. I love his ideas, and some other people may not. I don't like Bill Weld. As we know now, Bill Weld went on to go back to the GOP, and I will never vote for him. Can I find things to agree with him about? Absolutely. Why would I want to continue focusing on tearing him down or other people like him? He is not sending millions to die for lies. He is not funding campaigns to keep medicines like cannabis out of the hands of people that need them. My energies are better spent focused on my goals. My goal is simple. I want my children to live in freedom. That goal implies to me that each of us own ourselves. It also implies that I oppose force, coercion, and violence. You would think that as libertarians we could all agree on those points. Each of us acknowledge a pledge when we become members of the party. It reads, quote, "I hereby certify that I do not believe in or advocate the initiation of force as a means of achieving political or social goals." Pretty simple. With that pledge, it is safe to say we will all agree for the first 2,000 miles of our journey towards what we see as the purpose of our political involvement. Above, I said that the LP that I am also seeking to walk this road with others for the first 1,000 miles. As a member of the Libertarian Party, I have been told that I am supposed to oppose both Republicans and Democrats. On many issues, I do. Again, why should I focus on them? I believe in our ideas, and I think if presented to the American people, they would agree as well. Our ideas should be allowed to compete. I get that the old parties are trying to stop that. Trust me. I see it every day as I reach out to media for Adam. But why should I attack people when they agree with something that I say or do? We need to stop attacking possible allies like Rand Paul, Thomas Massie, or Austin Peterson. Beyond that, we should look to work together on issues that we can agree on. If a Democrat is doing something to support legalization of marijuana, we should show that we care about that issue too. When a Republican is standing up for gun rights, we should stand beside him or her. We know that they are not consistent. It is time to show that we are. If we are not attending the gathering, no one will ever see that. As activists, it is time to be active, and we cannot be contained in an echo chamber. We just can't. I recently wrote an article on the Sioux warrior Red Cloud, who I'll be covering soon in these videos. He was the only Native American leader to ever win a war against the United States. Not a battle, a 2-year war. The government signed a treaty after that war and gave Red Cloud everything he wanted unconditionally. Sure, they eventually broke that promise, which is what the state does. This tactical genius defeated the American army with a decentralized force whose primary weapons were clubs and bows. How did he do it? He was victorious simply by uniting different tribes against the common enemy. He also used the weight of the cost of the war against them. Our tribes need to unite and let the weight of the state collapse in on itself. I know that I have been just as guilty as anyone at attacking, but I am trying. We will make mistakes. Also, we have our disagreements. Just try not to do it publicly. Focus on the enemy, which is a centralized state. As libertarians, we need to start using the tools we have. At a discussion about capitalism, send in the free market champions of the Mises Caucus. When socialists gather, let our Socialist Caucus pull them to our side. If we need to stay focused on the core principles that founded this party, the Radical Caucus is there to defend them. If extreme measures are needed, bring out the dildos and let the Audacious Caucus shine. When those R's and D's start to ask about us, the Pragmatic Caucus will help them find their way. By working together, we can be far more than a major party. We can be an unstoppable political force. We need to focus on the enemy. Again, that is a centralized, all-powerful government, and keep the arguments among ourselves behind our own doors. The divide and conquer tactics that the Republicans and Democrats are using are effective. It is up to us to limit their effect. Just imagine if what annoys you about that other kind of libertarian wasn't working against you but for you. As the party of principle and the defenders of individual rights, it is time to unite our principles to defend the individual. Please join me. This is a fight that we can win. Our ideas are better. We are better at this or we are better at that. Does it matter what kind of libertarian you are? Now, there are anarchists and voluntarists who are not going to like this video. They're going to tell me you shouldn't vote. It's unethical. Okay, don't vote. Okay, great. You might be right. Okay. I have chosen to voluntarily cooperate to spread the message of liberty. That's what I'm doing. Why should you force me to do something else? I have chosen to try to spread the message using political means. I do not care if how that real change comes to be, whether it's through a voting booth or through agorism. I don't care. I'm going to use every tool at my disposal, minus aggression, to achieve a free world. Just join me. Have your arguments. Come together and stop fighting each other. As libertarians, we are right. I'm not right about everything, but man, are we right a lot. If you like this video, like, share, comment. Also visit the Voluntary Vision store and get gear with quotes. And if you have any other ways that you'd like to give me money, comment down there. I take Bitcoin. I take all kinds of cryptocurrency. Thank you very much for your time, and stay free.